Support.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Green.
Support with discussion, Madam Chair.
Support by Ms. Comartin. Discussion, Ms. Comartin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On page 38, last page of the minutes, you go down to the, in the first paragraph, right after charter provisions to the Secretary of State. Right after that, there was comment based on the tape. Whose responsibility is it to submit those? Council, city clerk, city attorney, or the administration? That was totally left out of the minutes. And that needs to be in between where Ms. Michaels' comments are. And then as you go down to the motion, right after the motion where it says authorities to get that initiated, right after that, because right now we have nothing that exists up there. Detroit has their charter and ours isn't there. We also have a couple other issues that are not addressed, term limits and compensation. So what are we going to do? Are we going to wait till the election happens and then have another mess? That was all in between there, and I think that's important. And then it goes on to Councilman Liss with the amendment that he made to send a certified copy to the office of the Great Seal in the Secretary of the State's office and the Macomb County Clerk. And that was the final item on that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other discussion regarding the June 14th, 2011 meeting minutes? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call the question. Mr. Green.
Yes.
Ms. Comartin.
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino.
Yes.
Mr. Liss.
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski.
Yes.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes.
Ms. Vogt.
Yes.
Mr. Warner.
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Item number 7, approval of the bills.
Need a motion and support?
Motion to approve with discussion, please, Madam Chair.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Vogt, support by Mr. Stevens. Discussion, Ms. Vogt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, Mr. Malzek.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well, thank you.
Good.
And yourself?
Good.
Good. There's a couple of checks, 507-207, which was on page 65, and also same check number on page 18 to General Motors, LLC. $297,683 and $6,608. Was that settlement of the tax appeal?
Yes, that was for the 2010 tax appeal.
The 2010 tax appeal, which dealt with only tax year 2010?
Correct.
Okay. And another check, 507-202 to General Motors Corp. for $66,000. Was that also part of the settlement?
Can you give me the check number again?
I'm sorry. 507.
I'm sorry, what page too?
Oh, page 18.
Okay. Yeah, same thing.
Same thing?
Right.
It's the resolution of the, okay. Was there anything sent to council? Are you aware of anything sent to council that told us what the settlement was?
I believe you guys had I don't know if it was a closed session or not.
We requested a closed session. We did not receive one. We did not hold one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not aware.
You're not aware. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Melzek.
Yep.
Any other comments?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Comartin.
Good evening, Mr. Melzek. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for talking to me and going over some of these today. The question I have for you, of course, I brought up check number 507-20765 General Motors. You did say that was part of the settlement, and you said there is one more portion. That particular check was for 2010, is that
That's-
correct?
That's correct, 2010, and then there was also the 2009 settlement.
Okay, and let's see, the other question I have for you, check number 507166, that was for actually it's a total of $74,731.82. Part of it that is coming out was for the parking lot and parking lot construction out of the NSP funds. Is that all finalized, or is that just, are we paying in advance for Owen Jack's Parking Center?
Right, that is a progress payment.
Okay, so it's just the beginning. All right, and then the estimate, there's two different payments on it. What is the other payment? They're both for parking lot construction. What is the other portion of that payment? There are two individual amounts. The one I see that is related in the backup to the paving, but there is an additional $37,544.06. What is that for?
They're exactly for the same thing. One's dated, it's 1 week later. One was June 6th payment, the following one's a June 13th payment. In your backup,
Yeah, I don't see it on my backup. Where,
which one do you have, number 10 or number 9?
let's see. I've got number 9.
Okay,
in
I
my
have number
backup.
10, I can get you, I can give it to you right here.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm just missing it in my backup. Okay. That explains that.
Any other discussion from council members?
Thank you very much. No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other council members? Go ahead and call the question. Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Mr. Barkamino?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Next agenda item is number 9, announcements.
Any members of council with announcements this evening?
Madam Chair.
Wow. Mr. Sadowski?
And I guess I'll be the only one.
How about it?
Oh, okay. I'd like to congratulate my parents, Richard and Arlene Sadowski. Last week, they celebrated their 49th wedding anniversary, so congratulations, Mom and Dad. They celebrated by quietly going out to dinner. They said that they're going to recharge their batteries and wait for the 50th and then have a big blowout. So,
Very good. That's
so congratulations, Mom and Dad.
No other announcements? I do have one. On Our Own Productions is doing a musical of Big, the movie, musical version of the movie Big, at Fraser High School Performing Arts Auditorium, which is at 34270 Garfield, south of 15 Mile. That will be on July 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th at 8 p.m. If you're interested in getting tickets, you can go to their website, which is On Our Own Productions, www.onourownproductions.com. It's all one word, to reserve your seats, or you can call 586-439-7312. Reserve seats in advance are $5 and $10, or at the door they're $7 and $12. So some inexpensive but very quality entertainment. I can tell you I saw their production here in the community center of West Side Story, and they did a great job. So if you get an opportunity, I think it'll be well worth your time. If there's no other announcements from council members, we'll go to the next agenda item.
Agenda item number 10, public hearing, review of special assessment roll 370 in Ray abatement of nuisance at 7524 Jackson, $2,203.50. Motion to approve? Oh,
I'm sorry. Item number 10 is a public hearing. Anyone that would like to address this agenda item may do so at this time. Not seeing or hearing anyone, I'll close the public hearing and open this up for council action.
Motion to approve?
Support.
Motion by Mr. Sadowski, support by Mr. Stevens. Any discussion? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call
Madam Chair.
Ms. Comartin?
I didn't notice it on the resolution, and I did not notice it in our comments, what is the percentage of interest rate that we are going to be charging on this? Through the chair to, maybe Mr. Sadowski knows.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ms. Comartin, I was asking.
Okay, on the resolution that we have, and it is not on our agenda, the interest rate that we are charging on this?
Are you asking me?
Yes. Do you have any idea what it is?
Let me,
It's blank.
if it's blank, then I wouldn't know. Our controller's here.
Mr. Malzak? I don't know. I just have concern with it being, you know, with the interest rates being very low at the bank right now. I just want to make sure that we're not charging the residents an exorbitant fee, and here we're approving it, and there is nothing in there at all. So if it stays, you know, according to what interest is on a bank, or you know, something very similar, I don't have a problem with it. But anything higher than that, I think it should be capped at a lower rate.
Would Mr. Gannon know? Or,
I don't know.
Nancy Purvis is here.
Is anybody here that knows?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Vogt?
perhaps we could go through the chair to Mr. Burnett. Would not the interest be statutory, the statutory rate?
Yes, I believe it would be statutory, and I believe it's always added later. I don't
Okay,
think
can you-
that in
Can you turn your microphone on?
I don't believe in these resolutions we normally put the interest rate. It's added later. I believe it's statutory as well.
Okay, so it's a...
But I would have to check that out, to be perfectly honest with you. But I think this has come up before.
Yeah, and last time we did not have a percentage on it either, but I'm just wondering what is the statutory rate, and have it that or less?
It's not high.
It's not high. Well, I just don't want it to be 8 or 9%.
What-
I mean, that's kind of...
Okay. Is that whatever our legislature, because the statutory rate changes, and it's based on what is basically the current rate. It's not an exorbitant rate. But whatever it is what must be charged. I don't think we have discretion
On,
to say we're going to charge this rate or that rate. It's whatever is set by statute.
okay, well, if it's set by statute, I don't have a problem with this, as long as it is not something that we pick out and put in there.
And I just want to ask Mr. Burnett to confirm that, please.
I believe that that's the case. I will check it out, however, make sure by the next meeting I'll have a definitive answer as to what chart they use in computing these rates.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any further discussion from council members? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call the question. Mr. Sadowski.
Yes.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes.
Ms. Vogt.
Yes.
Mr. Warner.
Yes.
Mr. Barcamino.
Yes.
Ms. Comartin.
Yes, based on Burnett's comments.
Mr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Liss.
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Next agenda item.
Madam Chair, before we go to the next agenda item, we missed agenda item 8.
Oh, my gosh.
I was so excited to get to announcements, to tell everybody about my parents' wedding anniversary. Item number 8, budget expenditure report.
Motion to receive and file.
Motion by Mr. Warner to receive and file.
Support.
Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion? I'm sorry, Stevens.